Live from Plymouth, Local 4 News starts right now.
And good evening, everybody. We are live in downtown Plymouth in the Kellogg Park, and this is Local 4 live in your neighborhood.
We're so happy to be in your neighborhood once again. Tonight, we are at the Plymouth Ice Festival. So many people. This thing just got kicked off about a half hour ago. So many people packing downtown Plymouth, walking around the streets, trying to see more than 200 ice sculptures over the weekend.
And I was going to say, so many people. We got Kim Adams here.
So good to see you out and about, too.
How are you? I was just hiding over here from you,
Trying
Jamon.
to stay warm.
Yeah, trying to stay warm. Although last year it was 17 degrees, and I thought, oh, everyone's going to be so happy because it's 38, and then someone like Devin over there is like, no, because the sun is what's really hurting. It's affecting these, right? So they've got to.
Those are like
dry ice. It's like blankets, but they also have them packed in dry ice as well. Some of the sculptures are packed in dry ice, so they're going to keep protecting them. And yeah, but they'll have them out though. So if you come this weekend, even though it's sunny, they're still going to have them unveiled. It gets below freezing at night, but that sun is it's starting to melt them out here.
It
so
is. Some of the smaller ones are melting, but the bigger ones look fantastic. We'll be talking a little bit more about the ice festival, obviously, throughout the next half hour. But there are also some very important issues that folks are really concerned about in this community. We talk a lot about infrastructure, transportation. A lot of communities can relate to that.
Yeah, so many people across our area may relate to one issue and concern that folks here in Plymouth are dealing with, and that's the delays at railroad crossings. Our Priya man has been digging into this and talking to neighbors about how frustrating it's been, and talking to the city about some of the solutions that they may have. Priya, you've been looking into this. She joins us live right now. Hey, Priya, what are you finding out?
Hey, Damond and Karen, there are some folks who have been writing to their representatives in Congress for years. Others have just resigned themselves to leaving home a little bit earlier. Trains don't fall under the local jurisdiction here in Plymouth. They're actually regulated by the federal government. So that means finding answers and, more importantly, solutions, really an uphill battle.
If you drive through the city of Plymouth, no doubt, you've had to wait for a train.
Even if you're like 10 minutes away, you have to get up like at least a half an hour early in order to be on time.
So over the last 30 years that I've lived here, I've noticed that they'll be there for over, 20 minutes to sometimes 3 hours, and you can't go anywhere.
I'm concerned about first responders. What if somebody has an emergency? Plymouth is bisected by so many train tracks.
With 7 rail crossings, Plymouth is a main junction for CSX.
We're down here at City Hall. This is the Main Street crossing. So that'll be one. Farmer Street is the second one over here.
City Manager Paul Sincock says there's not much local officials can do because trains are regulated by the feds. But in 2018, when crossings were continually blocked, officials got creative.
We put these large signs up that said, hey, if you're stuck here, here's the phone number to call. Within days of this sign going up, we had people in here showing their badges.
Really?
And indicating we're with the Federal Railroad Administration, and we tell trains to stop, not go.
Yeah.
So, and you have to take that phone number down. We said, no, we don't.
Yeah.
So they disconnected the phone number.
This was a successful tactic?
This was a hugely successful tactic.
And what did the railroad companies say?
Hey, we're regulated by the federal government, and
so back off.
So back off.
It wasn't the city's first run-in with CSX.
Many years ago, I grew up in the area, and I remember that they used to ticket trains that were stopped on the tracks for more than 20 minutes, blocking the crossing. And the federal government told them they had to stop doing that because it was an interstate commerce issue.
The city used to have a city ordinance which regulated trains to 5 minutes. And then CSX sued us on that. We went to 7 minutes. They sued us again.
It's making it people not want to move here. A lot of people are putting up their houses for sale and stuff like that. And one of those things is location, but if you can't get out of your city and you can't go to work and you can't get home, that makes things hard.
What do you want to say to the feds?
Do something. Issue fines, do something.
Now, there has been ongoing investment. When we talk about infrastructure, $1 million grant will actually help replace a lot of those wooden ties on the tracks with the rubberized material to make it easier for all of our tires. If you do want to reach either Senator Stabenow or Representative Dingell, we have that information up on clickondetroit.com. Reporting from downtown Plymouth, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Now, Priya, one question. I understand that residents may be pleased to know that they do have sort of a solution. I understand it's an app, right?
Yeah, that's right. Take a look. This is the Plymouth Train App. So one of the challenges here is it only covers one railroad crossing, and the other is that it can't give you a set number of times where the trains are going to be crossing for safety reasons. So if you're leaving your house, you can check. If there is a train blocking that one particular crossing, you can find a detour. So again, with 7 crossings here in Plymouth, more work needs to be done, but officials say, again, you need to contact your representatives in Washington. Send it back to you.
All right, I'll take that from you, Priya, because Debbie Dingle's actually here, and we were just talking about this issue, and she said, you know what, I'm so glad we're reporting on this. She's going to start to put a little bit more extra time and effort in trying to fix this situation for this town. We'll stay on top of it, of course.
Good to know.
All right, let's talk about some of the great things in Plymouth, because every time we go live from a local community, we want to kind of like highlight a couple cool things that people don't know about.
Yeah, you know, there's so many facts about this community, and just take a look around. You see the community is really out here in Plymouth right now. There's plenty of interesting facts about Plymouth. First, we are here at the Plymouth Ice Festival, which happens to be one of the oldest and largest ice carving festivals in North America. Now, speaking of history, Plymouth was first settled all the way back in 1825, Karen, and residents back in 1827, well, they weren't too thrilled with the name Plymouth. Initially, they wanted the town to be called Leroy, but the name had already been taken. Plymouth was the second choice here. It also has been the hometown of Lion superstar Aidan Hutchinson.
He's got a lot of attention. Obviously, his parents did the interview the other day at the Penn Theater. We'll be talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was really super cool. Obviously, everyone's so proud of him.
Yeah, you know, in each and every city that we visit in your neighborhood, we like to highlight the big and small things that you care about.
And there's definitely no shortage of some of the special things here at Plymouth. Take a look.
It's a community.
Let's start off with the downtown area. It's packed with restaurants, shops, and small businesses. It's a really walkable community, too. There's always something going on, including right now with the Plymouth Ice Fest.
And at the center of downtown Plymouth, it's Kellogg Park. It's named after John Kellogg, one of the original owners of the land. And there's tons of events held at the park all year round, including the Ice Festival all this weekend.
In the summer, downtown Plymouth is transformed into Art in the Park. It's one of the region's largest annual art fairs. An estimated 300,000 people attend the event each year.
And every Friday during the summer, there's the Music in the Air concert series. Those concerts run from the end of May through the beginning of September and are super popular.
Everybody here that I meet is very friendly, very willing to help. The library's wonderful. I love going there.
They have everything you could possibly ever want in a city, and it's always family oriented. I mean, parking is free for 3 hours, and you can walk around and people are great.
Okay, and if you want to find some more out about some of the great things here in Plymouth, we put a QR code on the screen. It's super duper easy. Scan that and you're going to get a whole list of all of the events. I have to say, there was so much, there's no way we can put it all in the newscast, right?
I know. Now, one of the great places here is the Penn Theater. Ellen Elliott is joining us, and you are a leader of the Friends for the Penn.
Right, executive director. Yep.
Tell us about what's happening over at the Penn Theater and why it's such a special place here in Plymouth.
This is such a special place because the community came together to save it when it was in jeopardy. So it's a beautiful place for the community to gather for movies and for special programming with the school district, and it's just such a it's an amazing, magical place because so many communities are losing their small theaters like this, and for us to come together as a community to save this says a lot about the people in Plymouth.
And I wanted to say that, Ellen, because I feel like the Penn Theater is kind of the glue for this community. And yes, you do your shows and you have the movies on Thursdays through Sundays, and that's special and that unites everyone. But you're doing so much more. You mentioned it, but too lightly, about the school topics and some of the issues that you bring in this theater. Kind of dive into that a little bit more for us.
We do. We work with the Plymouth Canton Community School District to bring in different lecture series that focus on mental health and wellness. As we all know, so many people are struggling with so many different things right now. And coming up, our session coming up this week on the 7th is actually about eating disorders. Wow. So things like that we can bring the community in for free. It doesn't cost anything. Come on in and learn more about these topics that are so relevant to what's happening with our communities. And so it's open to everyone. You don't have to have a student in the district. For any of those programs like that, and you can check it out on.
I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
That's important.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we work with places like the Plymouth Historical Museum, Plymouth Community Arts Council, all those places that help make Plymouth what it is. And so it just shows how the community comes together to just really provide this environment that makes people want to come here and enjoy everything that we have to offer.
And Ellen, Friends of the Pen had put a lot of energy into refurbishing and restoring this place.
We did. Over the years, since 2006, we've put in almost $1 million to renovate and to just bring the place back to what it was built in 1941.
I have to say, I snuck in there. Well, I didn't sneak. You let me in there. But it's really cool. Like, I just love how, like, I feel like it's updated, but at the same time, you kind of feel like you're stepping back in time.
Right.
I love the concession stand, nice bathroom.
It's really important
the
for
theater.
us to remember our history.
Yeah.
But still move forward. And I
Yeah.
think that's what this does. That's one of the examples of learning about that. And so if people want to learn more about our history, they can go to the Plymouth Historical Museum. Same kind of place where you can learn more about who we are and how we developed into what you see today.
And Ellen, as we wrap up, how can the community help you guys continue your mission?
That's a really great question. So you can donate. We accept donations. You can come and see a movie. Come to one of the free events. Just by people coming and being here with us, it all makes a difference. You can volunteer. We have a wonderful core of volunteers. All the people come together to make it work.
It really is magical. I'm going to say the Penn Theater's a gem, and you're a gem for this community. Thank you for what you do. It's a really big deal. People don't. You're dedicated.
Appreciate
it's cool.
that. Yeah,
it is.
Thanks.
All right.
You're right in the heart of downtown. Thank you so much, Ellen. Appreciate you. You know, when we come in your neighborhood, we don't come alone. We always bring Help Me Hank with us, and he's been a popular person to be with on this journey.
He definitely is. Let's toss it over to Hank. He is about a quarter mile away talking to people who have consumer issues, and he's trying to help them out. How's it going, Hank?
Hey guys, it has been great. We're in Old Town Plymouth. We're not far from you guys. You're just down the road a few blocks, but it has been fantastic meeting with our viewers. We're going to see you live here from downtown Plymouth right after the break.
I'm former meteorologist Kim Adams, and it is a beautiful night to be here in Kellogg Park in Plymouth. Coming up, we're going to talk to the mayor, and I'll also have your weekend forecast. That's straight ahead. We're in your neighborhood.
And then just call me.
And hey, take a look at this video from Drone 4 downtown at Kellogg Park, in your neighborhood in Plymouth right now. You can come to the Plymouth Ice Festival all weekend long. More than 200 ice sculptures around the city. Come and check it out. We're in your neighborhood.